fair. That is not your nature to just stand where you're told to stand. Give it a try. Okay, how you doing? Raise your right hand.
Kamala Harris telling Bernie Sanders, quote, stand right here, although that is not your nature to just stand where you're told to stand, but give it a try, while confirming him to the Senate for a fourth term after she lost the presidency to Donald Trump just over 2 months ago, is a perfect summary of how the Democratic Party establishment views the entire progressive wing of the party. To party leadership, we're nothing more than foot soldiers expected to fall in line with the party's orders and policy positions, regardless of their impact on the lives of everyday Americans. And the worst part, they want it this way. Look no further than Kristen Welker's incredulous reaction to Bernie's take on the 2024 election results to see this attitude play out in real time.
In the Senate in the last 2 years, we have not even brought forth legislation to raise the minimum wage to a living wage. In the Senate, we have not brought to the floor the PRO Act to make it easier for workers to join unions. We're not talking about defined benefit pension plans so that our elderly can retire with security. We're not talking about lifting the cap on Social Security so that we can extend the solvency of Social Security and raise benefits. Do you really think that the Democratic Party is going to the mats, taking on powerful special interests and fighting for you? I think the overwhelming answer is no.
Has the Democratic Party's focus on identity politics gone too far, Senator?
You could say that I'm for raising the minimum wage to a living wage, guarantee health care for all people, expanding Social Security. And by the way, I also support a woman's right to control her own body, etc.
Bernie is 100% right on cue. Voters rejected the Democratic Party during the last election. What I like most about his answer is his honesty and willingness to confront the failures of the party head on, something so few Democrats seem willing to do. He's not just diagnosing the problem, he's laying out a roadmap for how to fix it, starting with actually addressing the economic and social issues that matter to working people. This critique connects directly to the party's recent actions. A cancer-stricken 74-year-old Jerry Connolly beating out AOC for head of the Oversight Committee. Biden handing out presidential medals to Liz Cheney and Hillary Clinton. And the party's overall attitude of prioritizing decorum and bipartisanship over winning elections and delivering for the people. You know, Democrats are content to lose with grace, so long as they can protect the broken institutions that uphold their power. This mindset is a recipe for disaster, and we've seen it play out over and over again. Question is, when will they learn from it?
Within the Democratic caucus, we are really stuck in our old ways of doing things, which is you get there by seniority. And so if you've been there longer, then you get the post. And I don't think that we fully sit there and say, who may be best equipped for this moment? That's not to say that Connolly is not, but I just think that overall, that's what we continue to see out of the House Democratic Caucus. And I think that America is looking at us and saying, wait a minute, we lost the election. They are saying, we're looking towards y'all to show us that you're willing to shake it up if it means that we can move this country forward. But I think that oversight is going to be great under Connolly's leadership.
This is the type of approach the Democrats must take if they're serious about the party's survival. The people want and deserve a change to the system itself. But as long as Democrats refuse to reform these institutions they hold so dearly, they will continue to lose. Jasmine Crockett and AOC's fiery responses are exactly the kind of energy this party needs. Bold, unapologetic, focused on delivering real results.
Democrats should not try to find common ground with Trump. She says a depressingly high number of elected Democrats are declaring their intent to find, quote, common ground with President-elect Donald Trump and his, as she calls it, crackpot cabinet picks. Their naive, tone-deaf declarations epitomize an infatuation with bipartisanship for bipartisanship's sake.
No one is saying that we should work with Republicans or Donald Trump if there's any proposal to cut Social Security, or if there is a proposal to politicize the Justice Department, or if there is a proposal to abolish the Department of Education. Of course, Democrats will oppose that with our values. But if the president has actually a good idea to bring manufacturing back, or to cut wasteful defense spending, or to make our food system safer and get the additives additives out of our food. Why wouldn't we want to work on things that are good for the American people?
Ro Khanna's op-ed proposal and his response in the segment raise some important points, but they also highlight a glaring issue, the constraints of trying to find common ground with people who are almost always disingenuous with their policy proposals. Bipartisanship for the sake of bipartisanship is a trap. And time again, progressives end up compromising away meaningful change in pursuit of this illusion.
The wealthiest person in the world, who spent at least $277 million to elect Donald Trump in a Republican Congress, has now claimed complete ownership of that party. And what he is saying is, hey, Republicans, forget your constituents, forget your constitutional responsibilities. If you don't do what I, Elon Musk, want you to do, you're out of office. And I have the money to do just that. My friends, what we are looking at here has nothing to do with democracy. What we are looking at here is oligarchy. This is up and up. Government by the billionaire class for the billionaire class. Now let us be very clear. Elon Musk was not elected to be president of the United States. In fact, he was not elected to be dog catcher. And by the way, what all of this hoopla is really about, above and beyond everything I'm talking about, is that when Trump and Musk come into power in late January, do you know what their first order of business will be? You think it'll be to fix health care? You think it'll be deal with climate change? Deal with homelessness? Well, if you thought that, you're dead wrong. Their first order of business will be to provide massive tax breaks for the wealthiest people in this country and the largest corporations. So think about it. At a time of unprecedented income and wealth inequality, when Musk himself is worth almost $500 billion, what these guys want to do is give more tax breaks to billionaires and the heads of large corporations. What we are dealing with right now is that the billionaire class, which owns so much of our economy, which owns so much of our media, they are now moving aggressively to own our political system as well.
Bernie's remarks on oligarchy are chilling but accurate. If we don't take meaningful action to remove the influence of money from our political system, things will only continue to get worse. As Bernie explains, the billionaire class and their interests dominate our political institutions. The only hope we have for the future is to dismantle this stranglehold and restore power to the people, or else the downward spiral will continue.